Many of us are prophets that are shooting straight from the hip. You coming straight with no chaser. But in this day and age that we live in, you can't always go to people straight with no chaser, shooting straight from the hip. You have to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove and reach people in the manner where you can reach them. Because you got a lot of different spirits that are roaming around in this day and in this age. When you're dealing with people who are narcissists, when you are dealing with people who have controlling Jezebel spirits, when you are dealing with people who have a lot of pride going on and they are rampantly riding around like Leviathan on wheels, you have to make sure that you are wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove when you relay the word. And I don't care who it is, in what position, because people that you think should receive the word of the Lord, they don't want to hear the word of the Lord, and they definitely don't want to hear it from you, especially people who sit superior or think that they are superior. They don't want to hear anything that you have to say. So you have to be a prophet like Nathan. You have to be able to go to the king. And the king is whoever this person who thinks that they are just in a grand position, that they can't hear anything from you, or even the queen who thinks that she is just don't need anything from you. She don't want your God, don't want to hear nothing from your God. And then there are some people who are in buildings that claim to have God and know God, but when you come with the word of the Lord, they don't want to hear what you or God has to say. So you have to be the Nathan. You have to know how to go to people and tell people a story. You have to put it in words or put it in a way where people don't know that you are coming to give them a message from God. And if you don't have the opportunity to tell a story, there are many other creative ways for you to get the word to the Lord. The point of Nathan the prophet is for you to be creative in the ways that you relay and get the word to the king that the king needs to hear. Because once the king or the queen hears the word, they may not recognize that it is them. They're going to be outraged. They are going to be just in a stage of ready to blow up on somebody else. And then you're able to point to them that this is you. But you must be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. And you must be creative, because people will hurt you nowadays. They will hurt you not only with words. There are people who will put their hands on you because they see you as weak. And they see you as a person who you are going to hold to the fast of the word and respect the word, even when they are not. So they don't think that you're going to do anything whenever they come up against you, when they hide things, when they retaliate, when they have this revengeful spirit to get things, away from you, to draw people away from you, to threaten you, to do all of these things to you, because they know who you are and they know who they should be in God, but they are not. And because they are not going to receive the word of the Lord from you. So when you go creatively, or when it is shared creatively in the way that it is shared, they're going to see it as somebody else, but be forced to receive it because it points the finger directly to them. So you just can't go to people and just say what you want to say. And there are many of you who are very young, and what you are going to say is exactly the way that God gives it to me. That's how I'm going to say it. But you have to remember that people who lead, people who have a great following of people, there are people who will boil you in oil, and not literally. They'll put your name, put your character. They're going to see from the side of Jezebel. They're going to see from the side of the narc. They're going to see from the side of the king. And everything that you do and everything that you say is going to look like, it's going to appear to be that you are wrong, even though you are right. And they are wrong as two left shoes. But you must be creative in the things that you say. God created creativity. God is the creator of all things. And when he blew breath into us, he made us creators. and creative. And in being creative, even though you get the word, you must be creative in the way that you relay the word. Because everybody is not going to receive the straight with no chaser, especially in this day. And I don't care what country you go into, what city you're in, how far in the nations God sends you. You can't go to people in other people's soil, other people's territory. You can't go in other people's buildings, in other people's places, in other people's spaces, whether it's far or wide, just shooting from the hip and being straight with no chaser, and then bragging about the fact that this is who you are. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, Nathan. You can get the word to the king in the way that you need to get the word to the king or the queen or the prime minister or whoever it is that God is sending you to. You are Nathan. Conduct yourself as such. God will get the word to who needs to get the word in the way that God needs the people to get it. Not necessarily the way that you receive it, but you put the creative piece on there and relay it so that the people receive it and are willing to change and see themselves. Because it's not about you. It's about what you carry and giving birth so that life comes forward and things change in people after you have relayed what thus says the Lord. You are Nathan. It is already in you. There is nothing that you can't do when you use your creativity. Be blessed.